Hi everyone, I'm Dr. John Douillard. Today I want to talk about one of my favorite Ayurvedic herbs called Manjistha, Rubia cordifolia, which is sometimes mistaken for another herb called madar. Sometimes this is called Indian madar, but there is just a whole bunch of madars out in the world. And I've been getting a lot of phone calls and emails telling me that Manjistha, this herb, Rubia cordifolia, is something that's causing cancer according to WebMD. And when you look at the WebMD link, they talk about an herb called madar. And they give you a whole bunch of other names for it, none of which is Rubia cordifolia. So I need to make it very clear that Manjistha is not the herb that they're talking about on WebMD that has a whole bunch of side effects and red flags, and you don't want to take that herb. This is why in botanical medicine they always use the botanical name. An herb called madar or Indian madar. There's so many herbs called Indian madar in India. There's so many herbs called Brahmi that are very confusing, and people argue over those names. Until you use the botanical name, you don't actually know the herb you're talking about. So please know that. Go to my website at LifeSpa.com, read this article on Manjistha, and I give you a comprehensive list of what Manjistha does, and I talk about all the studies and all the science. In fact, I cite about 8 or 9 studies that show that Manjistha, the real Manjistha, Rubia cordifolia, does the exact opposite of causing cancer. And I cite those studies one after another, after another, after another. That doesn't mean that you can take Manjistha and cure your cancer. It's not anything to do with what I'm talking about here. I don't use it for that, never used it for that. But I want you to know that it doesn't cause that. You're talking about a completely different herb. Now, let's talk about what Manjistha really does. And interesting, I've been using this herb. I talk about the lymphatic system. I've written ebooks on the lymphatic system. This is my go-to herb for lymphatic support in Ayurvedic medicine. But I have never written an article about all the things that Manjistha does. It sort of shocked me when I realized that I hadn't written a comprehensive article. So I did that, and that's what you're going to read about. If you go to my website and type in Manjistha, you'll get a comprehensive herb article on that. One of the things that it's really known for is its beauty secrets. It lightens the skin. It actually by 14% blocks certain enzymes that dump a lot of pigment or melanin into the skin and store it there. So it protects the skin from dumping a lot of toxins into the skin and making the skin darker. So it actually is used as a skin lightener. It's not why it's used or why it was traditionally used for, but it does that because it supports the natural allowing amount of pigment into your skin and not too much, which can actually cause trouble and cause problems. It actually is classified as an herb called Varnya, and Varnya means radiant skin, radiant glow. So it was always known for this herb to make your skin glow and become radiant. I love this herb. It's a red root. All the red roots that dye your skin red or make your urine red or make your white shirt red when you spill on it, those red things are all going to be lymphatic movers, and Manjistha rubia, which means red, cordifolia, is one of those herbs. Really good for beauty, complexion, radiant skin. That's what it was classically used for, among other things. But also, it was also something that supported the inner glow and the inner radiance of your skin. Because remember, the skin here is not the only skin we have. We have epithelium or skin on the inside as well, which is very, very important. And whenever you have skin lined with skin-associated lymphatic tissue. And the quality of your skin on the inside, respiratory skin, intestinal skin, outside skin, they are going to be dependent on the effectiveness, efficiency of the skin-associated lymphatic tissue, which is linked to the whole lymphatic system. And Manjistha is a natural lymphatic destagnator and blood purifier. And we'll talk more about that in a minute. But when you talk about the skin on the inside, you want to make sure that the skin on the inside has a good lymphatic drain, and the lion's share of the lymph in the body is on the outside of your intestinal tract, and that's what makes Manjistha so critically important. Studies, and I cite all these studies in the article associated with this video, so check it out at lifespa.com. But really importantly is that the stomach and the small intestine, they protect themselves by making excess reactive mucus. And Manjistha, under stressful situations, have been shown to protect and support the normal production of mucus, not too much, not too little. And I talk a lot about the intestinal lining, be like the three little bears. If it's too dry or too wet, the bugs don't like it. The good beneficial microbes are very selective. It has to be, like the three little bears, just right. And Manjistha supports, according to the studies, the healthy balance of that mucus in the stomach and the small intestine, which is kind of really, really critical, which is really important. So it's a natural, the studies show, gastroprotective. It protects the stomach lining from stress and irritation and keeps that amount of mucus in there just right, which is really important. It's a natural immune booster. There's study after study after study that shows that it does that. And of course, we know that the lymphatic system carries your immune system. So if your lymph system gets stuck in traffic, your immune system is stuck in traffic. And Manjistha is one of those herbs that we help support and keep the lymphatic system moving in a healthy way. So it supports the natural immune response in the body and been used for thousands of years in this regard. It has something that I really love, which is called herbal intelligence. And in Sanskrit, there's a word called jingi, Jinji, which has to do with the intelligence and the vibrational subtlety of the herb. So it's a high vibrational herb, one that's been revered in Ayurveda. A lot of herbs have all different properties, but when it has this vibrational component to it, they look at this herb as something that can work on the most subtle levels. Herbs that have herbal intelligence, like ashwagandha, you may have heard of that. It increases cortisol if you need it, but if you have too much, it'll decrease it. So it doesn't just like give you cortisol or give you a hormone. It actually works within the body's balance, and that's what Manjistha has, those properties, which is a really, really cool thing. It is both cooling for pitta and heating for kapha. Kapha is congestion. So it's going to heat up and get the circulation moving to decongest you, but it's going to cool the pitta, which is the inflammatory marker, so you don't get overheated or inflamed, which makes it a really rare and unique combination. This root is used for both the cooling and the decongesting, or the kapha provoking agent and the pitta pacifying agent. Or kapha reducing agent, I should say. And then of course, the lymphatic system. Whenever you have an herb that protects your intestinal lining, that's where your lymphatic system starts. It starts in the lacteals of your intestinal tract that pick up the garbage, undigested proteins and fats, gluten that hasn't been broken down, lectins, beans, anti-nutrients, phytic acids, all of those things that are harder to digest that we just stop eating. It's a whole nother issue, not for us to do, which is why I wrote Eat Wheat. We should really make sure that we are supporting the natural health of the intestinal tract and supporting the natural function of the lymphatic system. And that lymphatic system starts in the intestinal tract, and that's what Manjistha does. It supports the natural mucus production in the intestinal tract. It's a natural gastroprotective. Ayurveda talks about the lymph as rasa. And rasa is what is the food that moves through your intestinal tract. Is called the ahara rasa. It's the first lymphatic fluid, and Manjistha supports the health integrity of the ahara rasa, the mucoid lining, and the intestinal function of the lymph being a detoxifier and an immune reactor for the intestinal lining, of which they call gut immunity, which is 70% of your immune response. And the lion's share of the lymph is on the outside of the gut, and that's where your immune system hangs out. And that's why it's so critically important to have really good, healthy lymphatic flow. Definitely read my ebook on the lymphatic system called The Miracle of Lymph. There's over 100 scientific references there that can read about the science behind the lymph, which I think is really critically important to know. It is the drainage system of the body. It delivers fat as energy. So if you're tired, your lymph's probably congested. You're not getting those triglyceride, monoglyceride fats delivered. Number one, it carries your immune system. So if that's congested, you can have immune compromised issues, not do well in an immune event. And number three, the garbage can. Anything that's undigested will get sucked up into the garbage can, proteins and fats. And if that gets clogged up, you get a host of lymphatic congestive symptoms. And that means your drains are clogged. So you get heavy, tired, swollen, rings get tight, achy, itchy, because your skin associated lymph becomes congested. You have brain lymphatics that drain 3 pounds of plaque out of your head every year while you sleep. I often give Manjistha before you go to bed to help the lymph drain the brain when you sleep at night, because we drain 3 pounds. If that's congested, it's linked to anxiety, depression, cognitive decline, autoimmunity even. So a host of concerns are linked now, according to the new science, to lymphatic congestion in the brain and the central nervous system. So it's a really important thing to understand that the lymph system is supportive of the drains of the body. How do we get the waste out is critical, particularly the extracellular fluid that's trying to move all this waste and keep the intercellular fluid healthy and vital. In other words, the blood nutrient in and the waste out has to always be patent and functional. Otherwise, bad things happen. It's been shown in study after study to support liver function, increases detoxifying enzymes like superoxide dismutase and glutathione and catalase. All these are powerful enzymes for detoxification in the body. It's been shown to stabilize blood sugar. We're talking about Manjistha right now. When the body's under stress, it protects the small intestine and stomach lining from stress events. It's been shown to support memory and cognition and stabilize the mood by supporting healthy GABA receptor levels, GABA in your bloodstream. So really important herb, Manjistha. Please check out the article associated with this video where I go into step-by-step detail with all the science to support this wonderful herb. And once again, please do not confuse it with this herb called madder. It's a completely different animal. So please don't confuse. Go here, read the information, and you'll see for yourself that read the science that I link to, and you can read the studies for yourself. Thanks for listening. I'm Dr. John Douillard. Do you like this video? Don't forget to subscribe and share.
This recording is brought to you by LifeSpa, where ancient Ayurvedic wisdom meets modern science. Get access to free health video newsletters by Dr. John at lifespa.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.